This is BBC Radio Sheffield.
So we're talking happiness today and how you make yourself happy. And I think Andy Cope had some very good ideas there. Let's speak to Frederika. Frederika Roberts is from Doncaster, and she's written a book about happiness. Frederika, good morning.
Good morning, Toby.
So how can we be happier?
Well, there's lots of things, and as you mentioned there, experiences are certainly more important than material things. One of the things that's really important for happiness as well is the relationships that we have with other people. So really making time to spend quality time with the people we care about, and also to look just outside of ourselves. So, doing things for other people, helping others, doing something that's meaningful. There's a lot of research showing that having meaning and purpose in life, whether that's through your work or through volunteering, something that actually makes you feel that your life is actually meaningful is really important as well to happiness.
So, but can you force that? Can you make that happen?
Well, force is a strong word, isn't it? But yes, you can definitely deliberately do things. So, for example, if you look at a lot of elderly people who suffer quite often with anxiety and depression and loneliness, studies have shown that if they give their time and volunteer, for example, then that can actually really improve their mental health and their well-being. And that's twofold. One, because they're actually doing something altruistic, which we know from research is really good for happiness, but also, of course, because they're interacting with other people as well. So that's one example. Another way that you can sort of improve that sense of happiness and well-being is to really count your blessings and be grateful and notice the things that are good in your life. So pay deliberate attention. No matter what, we're all surrounded by around us and in our own lives that sometimes are pretty miserable. But even amongst misery, sometimes you can find things that are worth reflecting on as positive and good. And sometimes it can be as little as noticing a rainbow or a beautiful sunset or a beautiful flower or something as you're walking along, just noticing the little things and how they make you feel and noticing those feelings of feeling good. That can be a really powerful way to increase your happiness. And you can train yourself to do that, to become more aware and to just gradually, you can train yourself by keeping a diary, for example, writing down 3 good things every day. And gradually that actually retrains your brain, because we're naturally inclined to notice the bad more. It's the way that our brains keep us safe. We notice danger, we notice bad things, but actually we can train ourselves to really focus on the good things. And it doesn't mean that we ignore the bad. It just means that we pay a lot more attention to the good stuff, and that actually helps us feel happier in the long run as well.
And what's the little happiness ingredients project?
That was something I did a few years ago to really help people to focus on the little things that made them feel good. So I asked lots of people to respond to my survey, and I got well over 1,000 responses at the time of all the things that, the little happiness ingredients in their lives, the things that make them feel good, that make them smile. And not surprisingly, a lot of the responses were actually around other people, around relationships and the way we interact with others. But there were all sorts of things like a lot of responses from women in particular, as far as I remember, about chocolate. So, lots of different things, but and pets as well figured quite highly as well. So, but there's all those little things, and we can deliberately do stuff. I mean, I teach laughter yoga as well, so we can laugh for no reason as well. But you can do things to put yourself in a better mood as well, deliberately, watching comedy clips and reading things that are funny and that kind of thing. So again, all the things that give you those feel-good emotions, because again, there's been some really fascinating research about the power of emotions that make us feel good, so positive emotions, and if we have more of those in a day than emotions that make us feel bad, then we actually experience what a researcher called Barbara Fredrickson called a broaden and build effect. So we actually broaden our horizons, which means we're more open to really good relationships with other people. We learn more, we take in more information, we're just more mentally alert, and we also build our internal resourcefulness, particularly resources like resilience. So we become better able at bouncing back from setbacks. So we can do all of that by just deliberately exposing ourselves to positive emotions. And a lot of that is down, as I said before, as well, to relationships, but to noticing the good things and training ourselves to do that.
Frederika, thank you very much indeed for talking to us this morning. Much appreciated. Let's go over now.